What's up, guys? It's Corey here with Dapper Dollars, and today we're going to talk about whether or not you should actually quit your job with the money that you're making online. Let's get started. Now, first of all, you're probably going to notice I'm in a completely different place, and I seem to be in a few different places in these videos. I don't really have a same setting for the setup that I have to actually shoot these videos, and that's because I do a lot of dog sitting and house sitting. So it's just something to help me make a little bit extra money. I usually use it just to pay off debt, but this is just one of those situations. I'm in a different house, so usually the situation where I'm in front of a bed, on a chair, in a bedroom is where my actual house is. This is just in someone else's house where I'm dog sitting. So anyway, fun fact about me, I do a lot of dog sitting and it keeps me busy. And obviously I'm in a bunch of different places a lot, but helps pay off debt even faster, saving up for retirement even faster, so why not? A little bit of extra money income. But anyway, so today we're going to talk about whether or not you should actually quit your job, and when is that point where you are stable enough to quit your job. Now, the first question is, should you even quit your job in the first place? Are you looking at quitting your job as just, this is what most people who make money online say to do. Like they just say, they celebrate the fact that they quit their job and they now work from home. But if you enjoy what you do like I do you really need to quit your job? Like, are you at a point where you just don't like what you do anymore, or like you need to find out what the real driving factor is, or is it just because you've heard these people say it all the time and it's the popular thought that, when you make money online, you should quit your job and work from home? Are you actually at a point where your job is limiting what you do and your ability to make money online? Because if we're honest and we scale our businesses correctly, we should really only be working maybe 3 to 4 hours a day on our business. And if you get up, like I do, an hour or two earlier, do a little bit of work on your business, get home, maybe do an hour or two on your business, that's 4 hours. And if you're dedicated and you know what you're supposed to be doing whenever you're, on your merch journey, then 4 hours is plenty of time every day to get your research done, to make designs or to send them to your designer, to upload them, and check on what trends you need to be following for the next day. So if your job is really a limiting factor to the point where you're working 10 to 12 hour days, then yes, maybe it is time to quit your job. But if you really enjoy what you do, if you really enjoy the people you work with and you're passionate about what you're doing, and that's the situation that I'm in, is it really necessary to quit your job? And at the same time, could you use your job to save for retirement faster? Like if you are like most people and you decide to quit your job, you're going to take about a $30,000 to $50,000 a year pay cut. Now, that's money that could be going back in your pocket. It's just highly unlikely that your job is costing you $30,000 to $50,000 a year within your online business. I don't see that really as being the case for most people. So maybe don't look at quitting your job as the resolution, but make it so that the money that you're making at work is going completely towards retirement or investments, and not so much just getting to spend an extra 8 hours at home, because most of the time we probably don't need to be in that situation. So do you really need to quit your job? The answer is probably not. Some of you might be in that situation where you just absolutely hate your job, and then that's probably a good deal, because your mental health is way more important than money. So the next question is, do you actually have money saved up to quit your job? Is it just that you're now making as much money as you were making at your job, so you want to come home? Because whenever you come home, you're not guaranteed a paycheck like you were at your job. The internet is not obligated to pay the salary that you think that you're worth, that you were getting at your job. If Amazon decides to cut the royalties like 30%, you now have to make up that 30%. They have no obligation to make sure that you're paid a consistent amount. They have no obligation to make sure you have health insurance or anything like that. So if you decide to leave your job, do you have enough money saved up, like the 6 months worth of income that we always talk about for emergency fund? Do you have that solid emergency fund of no longer just, business costs, but do you have 6 months worth of legit income? So if you're making $4,000 a year, or $4,000 a month, do you have $24,000 in the bank saved up just in case you need to help float your family through some hard times? Because there is the very real chance that either your sales could go down because Amazon decides to de-rank a t-shirt or a specific design, or the royalties get cut. These are very real situations. So you need to make sure, if you're going to make that jump, that you have the money in the bank to support your family. Because the last thing you want to do is put yourself or your family in a bad situation just because you wanted to leave your job. And would it be better the other situation that you need to look at is, if you're in a bad situation at work, would it be better to just take a lower paying job with a lower time commitment, doing something that you're actually passionate about? Like if you got your degree in finance and you're working as a CPA, but you just hate crunching numbers, but you love working as like a youth counselor or working with kids on sports teams, would it be better to take a job as like a middle school baseball coach? And you're making considerably less money, but you're doing something you're passionate about. You're passionate about pouring into kids, you're passionate about sports. And so yes, you're making less money and you have a job, but you're doing something you actually care about, and you're still able to work on your online business, but now you have something that gives you a meaning. And I mean, that's what I have in my job. I'm the director of communications at a local business here in Shreveport, and it's amazing. I mean, I love what I do. I love the people I work with. I have a passion about what I'm doing. I love marketing. I love solving new problems and figuring out how to reach people. That is obviously why I've had success at merch, is because this is just an extension of what I already do at work. And I enjoy it so much that I do it whenever I come home and before I go to work in a small way. So if you're in a situation at a job where you're just not enjoying what you're doing and you're not enjoying life, consider continuing to do merch, but just take a smaller position, maybe in a different area of the workforce that you're actually going to enjoy and it's going to give you fulfillment and maybe give you more time at home too. So anyway, I hope that helps. It's just a little food for thought in case I just don't want y'all to make the bad decision that might lead to financial hardships for you and your family. If you make the decision to leave your job and work from home, I want to make sure that that is the right decision. I don't want it to be that internet marketers have told you over and over, hey, I quit my job and this is the greatest thing in the world, and people make money online so that they can quit their job. You don't have to quit your job. It's just, that's what they wanted to do, that's what they did, but it's not what you have to do. So don't think that that's the thing that you have to strive for, and just make sure that you're happy above all else. And remember, someone's going to do something great every day. Why not you? See ya.